So you already know how to multiply basic fractions. When you multiply the tops and you multiply the bottoms. And then you reduce if you want. And that's pretty straightforward, but it gets a little bit more complicated when you're dealing with mixed numbers. Let's say we have 2 2/3 times 5 4/5. We can turn these into improper fractions and do work there, but I want to show you something else to try. We can take that 2 2/3 and write it as 2 and is the same as plus, isn't it? 2 plus 2/3 times 5 plus 4/5. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a technique which is FOIL, F-O-I-L. F stands for first pair. We're always dealing with pairs here, okay? O stands for outer pair. I is inner pair. And L is last pair. So let's take a look at that. Our first pair are the two first guys, the 2 and the 5. Our outers are going to be the 2 and the 4/5. Those are outer. Then we have inners, which are the guys inside. So that's going to be 2/3 times 5. And then our last guys here and here. So let's show you how to do it. So I've taken our problem and I've written it out again, and I've written FOIL. And I recommend you do this for a while until it starts getting really natural. So our two first guys, the first in each packet, are these two. So I get 2 times 5. And I don't even do any arithmetic till the end. My outers, the outside guy and the outside guy are right here, okay? So these are my outers. So it's going to be 2 times 4/5, because this means multiply when these are pushed up against each other. Kind of almost looks like a multiplication symbol. Our inners, this guy is on the inside closest to this guy. So that is 5 times, 2/3. That's multiply. And then our last guys, this is last in this package, and this is last in this one. Getting sloppy here. So I have 2/3 times 4/5. Now let's do this multiplication. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 4/5, I like to put a 1 underneath it, so I have my pattern. Tops, 2 times 4 is 8. 1 times 5 is 5. I like to put a 1 underneath it. 5 times 2 is 10 over 1 times 3 is 3. There we go. 2 times 4 is 8 over 3 times 5 is 15. Now, what you're always going to notice is the O and the I guys are special because they're always going to combine. So now we have to do our common denominator because we're adding 8 over 5 plus 10 over 3. So we want to make the same denominator, and the easiest way is always just multiply it by a funny form of 1, which is composed of the denominator of the other guy. So if this is 5, I multiply this by 5 over 5, and 5 over 5 is 1. So I can do that, it changes nothing. This one I'm going to multiply by 1 in the form of 3 over 3. And if you're confused on this, watch my other videos on addition. So this is giving us 3 times 8, well, first I always write the denominator. 3 times 5, it's going to be common. That means I only write it once. So it's 15. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 5 times 10 is 50, and we're just going to make it here. We have 74 over 15, okay? So now we already have this combination, and this, and I write it 10, that was my first, 74 over 15, which was my O and I, which always combine, and my last, which is 8 over 15. Notice when I combine my O and my I, it gives me the same denominator as my last. So this is really handy because adding these is going to be so easy. So I have 10 plus, denominator is already common, and it's 15. 74 plus 8 is 82. So now I've got to clean this up. Now I have my F, my OI, my L, which I combined to 10 plus 82 over 15. I want to turn this into the mixed number. So I'm going to go 82 divided by 15. The easiest way to divide is you take this and you start writing its multiples. I have 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, add 15 again, and that puts me up to 90. So I know it's 75. So 75 goes into 82, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, which is 75 minus, and I get 7. So I always take the remainder, put it over whatever I divided by. So I have 5 and 7/15. Usually I write a slash like this, so that was sloppiness. So I have 10 plus 5 and 7/15. Add the whole parts, 15 and 7/15. And I'm done. Let's try another one. Let's try 2.5 squared. So squared says right away, write it twice. So I have 2 1/2 times 2 1/2. This one isn't as complicated if you just wanted to turn everything into an improper, but we're practicing this FOIL technique because you're going to use it a lot later. So we're really going to use it. Okay, so I'm going to expand them. I have 2 plus 1/2 times 2 plus 1/2. I'm going to write FOIL. So my firsts, 2 times 2. My outers, 2 times 1/2. My inners are these two, 2 times 1/2 again. And my last are these back guys, and it is 1/2 times 1/2. Getting a little sloppy here. Do my math. 2 times 2, 4. 2 times 1/2, put this over 1. 2 times 1 is 2 over 2, which I can reduce right away as 1. Okay? Same thing here. I'm going to get 1. And then 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. My outer and inner always combine. In this case, they're whole numbers, but if they were fractions, they would be easy to combine. And I get 2. So I'm going to take my first, my outer inner, my last. 4 plus 2 plus 1/4. 4 plus 2 is 6 and 1/4. All done. Here we have 5 times 2 and 3/7. We could just go 5 times 2 plus 3 over 7. First multiply the 5 to the 2 and we get 10 plus 5 times 3 over 7, which is giving us 10 plus 15 over 7, and then reduce it from there. But this is not what we're practicing right now. So instead, we're going to use our technique. The 5 is going to give us 5 plus 0. The 2 and 3/7 is 2 and 3/7, because I want you to practice this technique. I'm going to write my FOIL. First times first is 5 times 2. Outer, 5 times 3/7, 5 times 3 over 7. Inner guys are 0 times 2. Last guy, last and last, 0 times 3/7. Let's just clean this up. 5 times 2 is 10. I have to multiply fractions, so I'll put this over 1. 5 times 3 is 15. Over 1 times 7 is 7. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 3/7 is 0. So all I really have here is, I always do it every time. My first is 10. My OI, 15/7 plus 0, is simply 15/7. And my last is 0. And I think you couldn't see what I just did there, so I'm going to move it up for you. Okay, so now I have to add my 10 plus 15/7 plus 0. I'm going to take that 15/7 and I'm doing 15 divided by 7. So I'm going to start writing the multiples of 7. That makes my division easier. 7, 14, 21. 21 is greater than 15. So 14 is the one that went in, and that was 1, 2. It went in 2 times. So that is 14. Subtract, and I get 1. So I have 1/7. So this is 10 plus 2 1/7. That looks like a 2 there, doesn't it? Okay, so now I can add the whole numbers. 2 plus 10 is 12 1/7. All done. I'm going to do one more so you can watch the process again. So I'm going to go 5 plus 1 over 8, 3 plus 6 over 7, FOIL. First and first is 5 times 3. Outer, the outer here and the outer here. 5 times 6 over 7. Inner, guys, 1/8 times 3. Last, guys, 1/8 times 6/7. Clean it up. 5 times 3 is 15. 5, I have to put that over a 1. 5 times 6 is 30 over 7. Put this over 1. 1 times 3 is 3. 8 times 1 is 8. And finally, my last, 1 times 6 is 6. 8 times 7 is 56. I always combine my O and my I. I have 30 over 7 plus 3 over 8. I have to do common denominator. I'll multiply this by 1 in the form of 8 over 8, because 8 over 8 is 1. I'll multiply this by 1 in the form of 7 over 7. And I'm going to write the denominator first. 8 times 7 is 56. And remember, it's called common. You only have to write it once. 8 times 30 is 240. 3 times 7 is 21. So I'm getting 261 over 56. We're ready to put it together. We have our F, our OI, and our L. 15, 261 over 56, and 6 over 56. I add these first before I try to find out what the whole number is. So 261 plus 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. It's 267. So I get 15 and 267 over 56. But obviously, I have to turn this into a mixed number because 56 goes into 267 quite a few times, I assume. So let's get another piece of paper. So I have my 15 and 267 over 56. I'm going to start doing 56. That's one of them. Let's see. 56 plus 56. 6 and 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 112. That's 2 56s. Add another 56. 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 plus 5 is 6. 168. That is 3 56s. But I'm not close to that 267. Add another 56. 8 plus 6, 4. Carry the 1. 7 and 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 224. I am so close, but I might as well do the last one because I'm going to have to multiply and minus it anyway. Another 56. 4 plus 6 is 10. Carry the 1. 8, 2. 280. All right. So I am going to do 267 divided by 56. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time. It can't go in 280, so it's 4 times. And you already know that 2 times 56 is going to be 224 minus this. 7 minus 4 is 3. 6 minus 2 is 4. So I'm getting a remainder of 43, which I put over my 56. So we're almost done. I have 15 plus 4 and 43, 56s, which is going to give me the whole numbers add, and I get 19 and 43 56s. And 43 is prime. Nothing's going to divide into it. All done. I want you to practice this FOIL technique because it's going to help you in algebra. So we're going to get a jump on that now. Bye.